Hello my friends out there, this is Evan, your friend in some really exciting tutorials in Photoshop and not only Photoshop. Today I will show you the way of creating the number 23 effect, the famous paranoid movie of Jim Carrey, and I will show you how to adopt this effect in your photographs. So I will use this idea in order to make my photograph looks like that. The real photo was like that and the final photo will be like that. Really easy steps, but some steps that maybe will be overwhelmed if you're not if you're not familiar with Photoshop. So you must have at least the basic knowledge of Photoshop in order to follow along with me, or if you're not so good with Photoshop, just replay this tutorial in order to watch again my steps and really, digest them. So let's start. I just need a photograph. This guy over here is my brother Panayotis or Panos, and I will use my big brother, in order to make him look a little crazier, little paranoid like this one. So let's start. I will follow some really easy steps, some really easy basic steps in Photoshop, not so exotic stuff today. So I will name my photograph Panos. So I will use Panos for this effect, and my first step is the creation of a black and white adjustment layer. So I'll go here, I will go to the adjustments panel. If you don't see this panel, just go to window and select the adjustments here. So I will click the black and white over here. And of course the black and white in adjustments has many potentials. Some of those are here, in which we can actually redefine this black and white according to the colors of the photograph. So I will play mostly with red and yellows in order to make my photograph more dramatic. You see that? Really easy at about -30. And then I will use the yellows at about 40 in order to make it more dramatic and more cinema photograph. Then the greens will play a little part in the hood most. Okay, at about -50 it will be okay, and the cyans again in the hood at about -30, and of course the blue will play a big part in the hood, right, but also the eyes. So I will increase that at about 70, and the magentas all the way to -200. Wonderful. And then I will just lower the opacity at about 85% in order to bring out some of the original skin. So this is my first step. The second step will be to merge these layers together. So I will use the shortcut in Photoshop, which is Command Option Shift and E, or in PC Control Alt Shift and E. And as you can see, I merged the first two layers into one unique layer. So united, sorry. So this is united. I will name this Panos BW, of course, black and white. And my first step, my second step actually, it will be to make it more sharp, because it is not so sharp right now. So I will actually duplicate that with Command J in Macintosh, you see that? And I will name this sharpened actually. And I will go to filter, I will select the sharpen, and I will go to unsharp mask. And with the help of unsharp mask, I will use some edits. You will see in my brother's mustache and the lips that my photograph is really more dynamic right now. You see that? So at about 80 for amount, radius at about 5.3. Let me just check something. At about 10, yes. So 80, 10 and 10, it will be really good for me. I will hit the OK button. And as you can see, my previous photograph was really soft. My new photograph is really sharpened, and of course it is a very nice result for the for better results. So I will go now, I will duplicate this sharpened photo layer, let's say Control J, Command J in Macintosh, and I will rename that. I will actually type, sometimes I cannot really type. Anyway, so I'll go Panos BW and I will name this Highpass. It's really crucial to name your layers, because if you have all the layers as layer 1, layer 2, layer 50, layer 2000, you will be crazy in the end. So you have to have the time and the will to just name all the new layers in order to have wonderful and much easy reading projects in Photoshop. So I will name this Highpass, and I will go to filter, I will select other and Highpass, and inside here I will use a radius at about 15 pixels. You see that I get some details of my brother outside, some details that used to be soft before, but now I can increase the sharpness of the photograph that way. I will hit the OK, and of course I will change the blend from normal to hard light, and my photograph now, it will be much more dynamic and contrasty. Check the original photo. You see how soft and how blurry this looks, but now we have the good results, my friend. So next step is actually the reduction of this opacity at about 65%. I think it will be okay. And so that way I have just created some really good steps. Next, it will be the black and white again. So I will use black and white once more. In order, actually black and white, not hue saturation, black and white, and I will just play again with the edits in order to make it more dramatic again. Of course, this time the black and white will not be so effective like the first one, because we have already applied the black and white in previous steps, but we can do some really fine edits again, mostly in reds and yellows. All the others, they are in -200. As you can see. And afterwards, I will go to increase the contrast overall of the photo, because right now it is a very good photograph, but not so contrasty. So I will go to brightness contrast, and I will increase the contrast. And that way, my friends, I have a wonderful contrasty image. Check the before. Check the after, you see that, really wonderful effects. And with really simple steps, I have just used some adjustments and some sharpened techniques with unsharp mask and of course high pass. Really easy steps, don't you think? But the magic will start now, because now I will start to paint the letters and stuff. So I will create a new merge layers with all the other layers adopted. So I will use the shortcut Control Alt Shift and E. Wonderful. I will put all the rest with shift click the first and shift click the last, and I will put them in a folder in order to have less layers here to pay attention. So I will just hit the shortcut Control G, Command G in Macintosh, and I will name this Panos first pass, let's say. So it is the first pass. I don't need that at all because I have the merged result over here. So I will have to work with only one layer right now. I will name this Panos first pass. Great. And now it's time for the letters. I will go back again into the Jim Carrey's poster. As you can see, there are so many, 23 over here letters. You see that? Numbers actually. All over the place. Well, the Jim Carrey probably was painted by a makeup artist, but we don't have this luxury to pay a makeup artist in order to fix it, but we have the knowledge of Photoshop, so we will try to make this looking really good with digital painting inside Photoshop. So the only thing that I have to do is to go here and edit just a tiny bit my my brush. So I will select the window, I will go to brush, and I will select a typical brush. Actually, I will hit the tool brush, okay, the brush tool. I will go and select a brush, let's say the first brush, but of course I have to increase the hardness at about full, 100%, and then I will lower the spacing at about 1, and I will lower the size at about 5. The 5, it is a good number to start, and of course if you have a graphic tablet, like Wacom tablets, you will be able to paint really good. Of course, I have to create a new layer. I will name this numbers step one. I will use some several steps in order to paint it really good. And if you don't have a graphic tablet, you will be able with your mouse to select, of course, the black color. Hit this little icon here, or press the D in your keyboard in order to bring back the default colors. If you don't have a graphic tablet and have a mouse, you will be able to paint something like that. It is really good. You will be able to have wonderful results, but you will have a really boring actually shapes. If you have graphic tablets, just go here in the shape dynamics and change this to pen pressure. That way you will create some better looking handwritten shapes that they will have different start and end. You see that? Different start and ending. You see the magic of graphic tablets. Okay. You can do that both again with mouse or with graphic tablets. Don't worry. You only have to paint now. So I will start and paint some things. Of course, I will use the 23 all over again, but now we have to get inside the psychology. Actually, psychology is a Greek word. It's in Greek is called psychologia. So we have to go into the psychology of this actually crazy person and try to think how he would be able to write his notes. So he will never write something like that, let's say some calligraphic or something. He will be able to write like that, really aggressive or something. So we have to get in his shoes and be able to feel his mind. So it is really easy actually. You have to be a little crazy, but everybody is a little crazy, don't you think? So let's try and type that, maybe create a bigger one. The trick is to follow the face of the body of the person. So we have to be to follow the curves of the face, but it's really difficult. But don't worry, if you don't make it so good, don't really bother. It will be great in the end. So I will go here, I will create a new 23, a big actual 23 here. Wonderful. And maybe I will come here and type my name here, or maybe I will type I am crazy or something. You see that? Really aggressive font. You don't have to find a really aggressive font. You just need to write your own words or something. And maybe a star over here. Wonderful. Maybe star over here. You see, really easy stuff. I will write here again with aggressive font. Well, actually this is NN, but anyway, so we'll type the number 20. You have to be a little bit crazy in your writing. Don't create some calligraphics. 23. Well, I use lowercase and uppercase. I think it will be better. So wonderful. You see that? Really easy, and just keep doing that. No problem. Of course, I will have to create also some arrows and some words as help, let's say. So we have the help here. Actually, I forgot to create the L. So I will just do it again. And maybe, you see that? Maybe some lines over here. Well, the graphic tablet is really easy to create, as like writing on a paper. The mouse is really more difficult, but no problem. You will be able to do it. I'm sure about that. So I will just keep writing my notes, and I will see you in a while because it's not so interesting. So this is my first step, as you can see. Of course, I will change the normal blend to overlay in order to mix it better with the face. My second step, it will be a new layer. Of course, I will copy this name and paste that as well, because as I told you, it's really important to use to put names in your layers. And of course, if you want to write really upside down or sideways, you can just rotate your photograph at about 90 degrees clockwise or counterclockwise, and that way you can just go here and type crazy maybe maths, or just type Evan, maybe creative tuts. So we have the Evan, this is me. And my crazy font, wonderful, and maybe a 23 again, but you know, in a little sideways and a little crazier, wonderful. And maybe I will just use this for anarchy, who knows, anyway. And of course I will rotate that again at about 100 degrees in order to go upside down, wonderful. And then I will go to let's type maths are crazy. Let's see. I will follow the nose, sorry. Crazy. Wonderful. And I will go now. Maybe I will just create also an arrow here, but I think I can do it with my photograph back again. Whoopsie. No problem. I will take it back. Wonderful. You see that? Great. And I will create maybe some extra lines over here. So let's just type here also the 23 again. Maybe here smaller 23. We have to create, you know, a lot of 23s and 20 and 3s maybe, or something, maybe a little star over here, maybe some, you know, just some smudges over here, no problem. You don't have to be, you know, precise or something. You have to be crazy. This is the trick in this tutorial. So 23 again, maybe here again 23. And of course I have to keep painting and painting. Maybe a star over here, maybe a line or something. Who knows, maybe an arrow over here. You see that? I'm just crazy. I'm just being crazy, nothing more. And then I will go and create a new again layer, the number step 3, the last step for me at least. I will go here and I will create an arrow that will point again the 23. So we'll just, you know, have to make it really crazy, paint it with extra lines, wonderful. And maybe inside here some extra lines. And of course here we will have the 23 again. And of course we have to circle it. Wonderful. And I think we're okay. You understand the idea. It's not so tough, okay? You just have to keep painting your own designs and no problem whatsoever. It's really, really easy. So I'm done again. So I will go now and I will change the blend to both my new layers at about overlay. Wonderful. And then I will put those layers inside a group. So I will select all those and I will hit the Control G in order to create a new group. And of course I will just name it numbers, let's say. Okay, numbers is the folder. And now I will go inside the numbers and I will actually convert them to smart filters. So I will select each one at each time. So I will select this one and I will go and select the filter. I will go and convert that to smart filter. Hit OK. Of course I have to put it back again because I dragged it outside of the folder. And then I will go and convert all the rest at smart filters. Yep. And this one, smart filters. That way I can apply some effects, and of course I will be able to edit the effects afterwards. I will actually hide the 2 and 3. I will start with the number step 1. And I will go and select the filter. I will go to blur and I will select the Gaussian blur, Gaussian whatever. And now you will be able, well, not in these pixels and radius, but at about 5 or so, you will be able to see that the lines are blended with the body, with the face, and they look really good. You can see that? Wonderful. And I will select that at about 3. This one is really great. Maybe I will not need to edit at all. It looks really good. And then I will go to number 2, which comes here. Of course, this one needs a little bit of editing, probably. Of course, I can just use only this one in order to see it. And then we'll go to filter and use the Gaussian Blur again. At about 3, maybe more if you like, maybe 4 or so, no problem. And you can see that now it is really blurred and really good looking. You see that? It looks really, really realistic right now. And then I will go and select this number, the number step 3. And of course, maybe I will paint something. So maybe afterwards, because now it is a smart object actually. I will go and maybe Gaussian blur that again at about 4 or maybe 5, because the nose is the most actually blurred part of the face. So we blur according to the blurriness of the face. So now if we mix all those together, you see that we have a better result. This actually effect looks more sharp like this instead of this one. You see that? So this one is a little less blurred instead of this one. Of course, we have smart filters. This means that if I will double click the Gaussian blur, I will be able to reduce this effect if I like. You see that? But I think I like it at about 3. So I will cancel my edit, and you see that it looks wonderful. Then I will go to the numbers. I will apply a white layer mask. You see that? And with a black actually paint, first of all I will go and select a new paint without the shape dynamics, but soft paint, as you can see, paintbrush. And I will go now, I will increase the size with my right bracket key, and I will go and hide just a tiny bit, maybe with less opacity. I will go and hide just a tiny bit the sides of this in order to make it look more 3D. You can see that? Wonderful. And now I think it looks better, because I want to have some, you know, really not so visible and not so actually so hard at the whole way of creation. And of course you can see that this means in Greek 23. Wonderful. We have to create some Greek tutorials as well, as you can see. Maybe I will go again here and erase a little bit the panos, and now my face looks really good. As you can see here, I will just alt and click, option click. You see my mask painted. So I have just hide or maybe hidden, I don't know what's the past tense of hide, the number, the layer mask. So some numbers are hidden now. Of course, we have to hide this half 20 over here, because I want this to be below the cap or the hood, whatever. So I don't want this to be above the hood. Wonderful. And I think I'm great. And of course I have to do some extra stuff again, but now the things are really easy for me. I will go then and I will apply some painting of the face with the help of burning and dodging. So I will go to layer, I will hit the layer, new layer, and now I will name this burn. Of course not in Greek, but in English. And I will use the mode overlay. I will fill it with 50% gray, hit OK, and then I will take the burn and I will try to make my face looking more 3D. Of course, the burn layer is a non-destructive technique to digital paint some face or some body. I can always hide this layer or reduce the opacity if I like. So now I will just take the burn tool, midtones, exposure 50%, and I will just paint the sides. You see that? Looks really rocking. And of course I will have to make it more dramatic, so I will intensify the lines. Wonderful. Of course I will create a line in the nose. I will create an eyeliner for the eyes to make them more dramatic. Of course, again here, you see that, the magic of Photoshop and the magic of non-destructive techniques as the burn is. And of course, then I will just create more you know, eye bags or something. Crazy eye bags. See that? Wonderful. Check that before. See that? Really huge difference. You see that? The magic of burn. And of course the dots will do the same thing, but it will brighten the things over here. So I will create a new layer again, a layer, new layer. I will name this as dodge. Of course I have to redo that because I hit the OK before. I have to create some edits, so I will just name this again dodge. I will change the mode to overlay and fill it. Wonderful. And now I will use the dodge, but with really low edits at about 1% midtones. And now maybe, let me see that about, okay, maybe at about 50%, no problem. Sometimes it works at 1, sometimes at 50, no problem. And now I will just have to brighten the bright areas of the face. That way I will create a 3D face. You will see the big difference afterwards. I will show it to you. And of course I have to brighten a little bit the nose. Wonderful. And here, and of course the eyes. The eyes will make a big difference right now. I will just brighten the whites of the eye in order to make them look really crazy. And then I will reduce the opacity, the size of my brush with my left bracket key. And then you see that I can create really crazy eyes by just painting, you know, this little bit crazy star pattern in my eye. You see that? Wonderful. And then I will go again here. I will pass that again. I will intensify the eye, the white of this eye. And of course then I will just increase the brush and I will just make a paint. You see that? In order to make my eyes look more intense and dramatic. And I think we are great right now. Wonderful. You see that? Check my creation without dodge and burn. Dodge and burn is really crucial edit for a really intense photo manipulation. Check that. This is my original without the burn and dodge. This is my burn and this is my dodge. You see that? Really wonderful stuff. And afterwards, after these edits, I will just merge all those layers in one. So I will just hit again the Control, Shift, Alt and E. Wonderful. I will just hide the previous steps. So Alt G, I will name this Panos second pass, and I will just rename my new layer at about that. And then I will just create a duplicate of this one. I will just change the blend from normal to multiply in order to make it really dark. Check this out. Really dramatic, really scaring, but don't worry, he's just a good guy. I will reduce the opacity at about 35%, let's say. Not so dark, but not so, you see, white, so it's really more contrasty right now. And afterwards, I will create a curves adjustment. This one is a little trick of mine. I will use the curves adjustment. I will brighten up the things, you see that? At about here. Don't worry, you don't have to be precise for this one. And then I will go to the mask of these curves and I will invert it, hitting Control and I, Command and I in Macintosh. And then I will go to the brush panel. I will actually hit the brush, okay, and I will go to the scattering actually, and I will increase the scatter at about 1000. And then I will go back and I will reduce the spacing. So I will be able to create this pattern of paints. I will just paint. I will show you what I will do. I will create a new layer, a new project actually. And I will make a bigger one. Let's say 2000 by 2000. And now you will see what I will paint. I will paint something like that. You see that? No problem. Of course, I will make the brush larger. Wonderful. And now I will go here, I will select my mask. Of course, the black mask doesn't reveal anything from this white effect of the curves, but if I will use the white brushing and the black here mask, I will just reveal some really exciting and really interesting pattern. You see that? Wonderful. Maybe I will just increase my brush at about 800. Wonderful, you see that. I think we are great. You see that what we have just painted. And then I will select this mask, I will go to filter, I will select the blur, I will go to the Gaussian blur, and I will use a blur at about 200 in order to make it really, really soft. And then this is my result. Check that before, check that after. Wonderful stuff, my friends. And last but not least is the, you know, the color edit in order to make it look bluish, like this one, bluish and maybe greenish just a tiny bit. Don't worry, we will make this really easy. I think my photograph looks really great right now. And I will go to the color balance. And of course, I will use some edits in order to make it more blue. I will start from the midtones at about +10 towards the blue, and of course, -10 towards the cyan. And we have the highlights. We'll just create some edits over here. Don't worry, until we will get it, more or less. I think we're good looking right now. And maybe at about, maybe some red shadows, who knows. Okay. Wonderful. I think I'm okay. Just a tiny bit bluish, and I think my photograph looks really great. I will merge all those edits again with shortcut Ctrl-Shift-Alt-E, and I will put the previous steps. Actually, I will name this Panos last result. Καλύτερα means actually better. Final results. Sometimes it's really easy for me to speak Greek, but I know that nobody over there, maybe one person out of the 1000, will be able to understand me, so English probably is the best way. So I will just put all those steps inside a new group. I will name all steps, and my photograph is done. Maybe I will just compare the before and after. I will just create a duplicate of this one. Create duplicate, I will put it here and check that. This is the after and this is the before. You see that? Really great stuff and really easy stuff with the help and the magic of Photoshop. I'm Evan, your friend in all the creative procedure in Photoshop, and not only that, if you liked my Photoshop tutorial, please hit the like button, and of course don't forget to subscribe to my channel in order to watch great tutorials in Photoshop and many other creative stuff. So have fun, have love, and keep photoshopping, my friends. Have a nice time.